collaborations like she was saying, and we do consulting, we help people design, we help a lot of nature schools around here, and we are also working with building community gardens. I'm the youngest of 5. I have 4 older brothers. We were all born at home. So we were raised out here in Lake Travis, and in Hudson Bend area. So this is more than just restoring the water. It's building community, and building a food forest is just one aspect of it. So there's a lot more to come up. If y'all have any questions, feel free to interrupt me and ask away. So many of y'all wondering what's a food forest? This is a land where we put a terrace. There's a swale here and then a berm, which is a swale is a ditch. So when the water is coming down, it has sheet flow. This will go into the ditch, and the berm will block it, and it allows it to spread out and sink into the land. And so we put in low quads, stars originally, evergreen trees. They're not native, but they're not invasive, and they're very well adapted. But anyways, permaculture food forest is also known as like a forest garden. It's a design that mimics a natural system. So like when you walk out into the forest, not everything's edible, and nobody waters it. But it's the same concept. When you establish a food forest, you don't have to take care of it, but you have up to 50% or more edible or medicinal plants in there. And so what really makes a food forest is the 7 layers of a food forest. It's like a planting guilds, and so you need your canopy, your understory, your shrub, your herbaceous layer, your ground cover, your root, and your vertical lines. And when it's all up and running, you really become a forager. You're not as much of a gardener. You come out there with a machete or whatever tool you like. You're hacking and slashing. You're chopping and dropping on the ground, and you're building the organic matter. And the hill country used to have 5 feet more topsoil a couple hundred years ago. And through a lot of domestication and colonization, the land has been in a degraded state. It's been overgrazed, and we get all these floods and stuff. So a food forest helps set up stability. It catches the water, it stops erosion, it creates cooler climate. So it does a lot of dynamics. And right now, there's a lot of situations that are getting out of hand. There's fires happening, there's serious droughts. And so that's something that we're here to talk about. So these communities are in crisis. Out here, this is Jacob's Well, just down the road. And it's been drying up, and it used to flow so much. And it's crazy to see the life forces being depleted out here. And people just take and take. They have this extraction reduction mentality that they're not part of the environment that they need to take from it. And it's really important to give back to the environment. And all these problems that we see, the drought, the flooding, and the fires, they're all happening because of the way we manage our water system. And so what happens is, here, on the next slide, here's a good example. Here's the old water paradigm and its consequences. This is the LA River. It used to be a perennial flowing river with vegetation all around it. And what they have done is they took all the life out of it. And what they did back in the day is because you go to the bathroom, all this depository goes there, and they don't want that stagnant. And so it was encouraged for them to get rid of it as fast as they can, so they don't have all these problems. Well, we've gotten better with technology and the way we do our systems, but we still have that mentality of let's drain the water as fast as we can from our landscapes. And it serious issues with that. One, it's not as pretty. I mean, it used to just be lush and supply everybody. They import water from all around. It costs them, I don't know the numbers, like 80 million a year or something. It's insane how many resources they use.
They are doing one section north of LA, trying to do it naturally, finally.
Yeah.
But that's just in the last few years.
Yeah, they're finally starting to do it. Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see that. This is such a great example, though. I tried to find rivers like out in Dallas, and they're hard to find the concrete ones, but they're all over the place. And they're eyesores to me. I tell Victoria to not let me look at them. But yeah, these cause a lot of consequences. They encourage all this runoff to go as fast as it can to divert from the landscapes, and it all goes into here. And what happens downstream is catastrophes. You have this serious flooding, and then again it costs lots of money, lots of insurance, lots of repairs, and it's just this endless cycle of damaging. It's unsafe conditions that brings mass erosions. This ruins farms, this ruins crops, this ruins water quality, this devastates life in so many levels. It just takes so much energy. And what happens with that is it keeps flooding because of this encouraged runoff. It keeps flooding, and then it goes down, and when it runs away, it turns into a drought. And that happens because the soil